Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to go over the answers to the quadratic equations on your review sheet. Right now I have on the screen the answers to the 7 quadratic equations you're asked to solve. So at this point you can pause the video to check over your answers, or you can wait a moment and we'll get into the explanations. Okay, question number 1. Easy way to start off with is just x squared equals 16. We're going to solve this by taking the square root of both sides, remembering that there's always going to be a plus or minus sign here. So the solutions to these equations are x equals plus or minus 4. Question number 2 asks you to solve x squared minus 8x minus 20 equals 0. Remembering our methods for solving quadratic equations, this equation, the left side of this equation can be factored. We factor into x minus 10 and x plus 2. What we conclude from this is that x could be 10 or x could be negative 2. Question number 3 says that 2x minus 1 squared equals 25. We have a square isolated on the left side of this equation, so let's go ahead and just take the square root of this side, take the square root of this side, remember the plus or minus. So 2x minus 1 is equal to positive or negative 5. I'm going to try to isolate this x now by adding 1 to both sides, so 2x equals 1 plus or minus 5. And finally, I want to divide by 2. X equals 1 plus or minus 5 over 2. Now, things here can be simplified. This expression, 1 plus or minus 5 over 2, is the same as writing the two expressions 1 plus 5 over 2 and 1 minus 5 over 2. Simplifying each of these expressions gives us x equals either 3 or negative 2. And number 4, the equation is x squared equals 10x minus 25. This equation isn't in a form that's convenient for us, so let's put this in standard form. I'm going to bring everything over to the left side. X squared minus 10x plus 25 is equal to 0. X squared minus 10x plus 25 can be factored. Its factors are x minus 5 and x minus 5. It's actually a perfect square. Because the right side is 0, though, I can immediately conclude that x is equal to 5. In question 5, we meet the first equation that cannot be factored, and we cannot take the square root of both sides. So we're going to go straight into the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So x is negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times 1 all over 2 times 1. So x is negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 9 minus 4 all over 2. Let's come up here. So x is negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 5 over 2. There's nothing left to simplify or cancel out, so this is the solution to this equation. In number 6, we have 3x squared plus 5x minus 2 equals 0. I think the original problem had this equation written slightly differently, but I've just written it in standard form. We can use the quadratic formula for this, but we can actually factor this trinomial. It factors into 3x minus 1 and x plus 2 equals 0. And from this we can conclude that x could be positive 1/3 or negative 2. And finally, for number 7, we have 7 minus 8x equals 2x squared. Again, this form of this equation is not convenient, so let's put it in standard form. For standard form, I can move things onto the left or right side. So just because I like this positive 2x squared on the right side, I'm going to make the left side 0 and move everything onto the right side. So in standard form, this is 2x squared plus 8x minus 7. Now, there's no way we can factor this, so into the quadratic formula we go. X equals negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 8 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 7 all over 2 times 2. So x is negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 64. Okay, 64. 4 times 2 times negative 7 is negative 56. We're subtracting a negative 56, so this is plus 56. All over 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay. X is negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 120 over 4. X is negative 8 plus or minus. We can actually take out perfect square. 4 is a perfect square that goes into 120, so this becomes 2 root 30 over 4. Okay, now to simplify this, be careful, be very, very careful here. The numerator has not been factored, so don't just go off canceling any way you want. I'm going to factor a 2 out of the numerator to give you a better sense of why we cancel the way we do. So we have 2 times negative 4 plus or minus root 30 over 4. I can see that 2 goes into both 2 and 4, so this is a 1 and this is 2. So x is equal to negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 30 over 2.